You know what television commentary does? When you go into the box, you become wiser. So it's kind of like
I
he's
was just going to bring that up.
back in the side, you know.
I
I
was
hope that's going to work.
I was going to
Ravi,
bring that
that's
up.
exactly what I said when I first turned up on
So
timeout.
if
Yeah, lots of benefits doing commentary.
one player has demanded his own run order in the IPL. Our previous two episodes in the tournament have been about MI's troubles, about CSK's troubles. Now let's put the troubles aside, except if you're a selector maybe, because you will have a headache and a trouble on your hand, because this is the Dinesh Karthik special run order of the IPL. Ravi Shastri is here. Sanjay Manjrekar is here. Lynn has spent so much time with DK in the dressing room. GS and Dustin to try and add fuel to the fire. If you can possibly add any more fuel, because DK has added most of it. Just at the right time, he says, I still have a dream. I want to do something for the country. So, will DK at this stage of his career merit an India call-up is our question. Let's go to Mr. Shastri. And you cannot say anything can happen. Anyone can come into the team. Other than that, Ravi, what can you tell me about DK's chances?
Well, the way he's playing, he has an absolute chance. Why not? You know, he's in form. He's current form, and with the amount of cricket that's been played these days, you know, you never know when there could be an injury to anyone. And if the way he's playing now in India need a finisher, then he could, make it to the side. Of course, Rishabh will be your first keeper, but you need two on the tour. You may need three if with COVID, if the squad becomes bigger, you might need three keepers. But he definitely has a big chance. Not small, very big chance. He's banging on that door. He's just waiting for it to kick it open.
Mr. Manjrekar, do you endorse that point that DK merits a call-up to the Indian team for the World Cup?
If he maintains this current form, so I'm going to be a little more pragmatic, is that we are just about halfway through this IPL league. So let's wait till the end of the league and see whether the form is still intact. It's a long league. When you say we want DK in the team, you want a guy out. And when I'm looking at the incumbents who are there now, I mean, it's tough to get in because he's looking only at a number 5, 6, 7 spot. He's not a number 3, 4, 1, 2. I don't think that's been considered. So he'll have to displace Rishabh Pant. We'll have to start looking at Hardik Pandya versus Dinesh Karthik. So it's not going to be easy.
I think Sanjay was spot on in the sense that when you look at that team there, in the top 7, I think 6 players kind of pick themselves. So it's like literally one spot which Dinesh Karthik is fighting for.
Are we talking of 11 here or a squad of 16?
Very good question. Pertinent question by Mr. Shastri.
Let JS answer it.
Or 25. Oh, God knows how many.
Okay, then let me say he won't make it to the 11, but he'll be in the 15.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And I'm looking at Australia, the conditions, the kind of pitches that are there, and kind of shots that he has, the cut and the pull.
And the competition is insane. So you have Rohit, Rahul, Pant, Kohli, Hardik and Jadeja kind of pick themselves, and Surya Kumar is hard to Surya Kumar Yadav. It's hard to look beyond Surya at number 4. So literally, Dinesh Karthik is fighting for that finisher role, which is a battle against Rishabh Pant, which I don't think will change because there's no left-hander in the middle. You need Pant there. So when you look at all these aspects, I think Dinesh Karthik will get a place in the 15 as maybe a replacement for Ishan Kishan, who was originally part of the in the 15 last World Cup, but maybe he's not in the form of his life. So maybe DK will definitely go there. But whether he'll play in the 11, I don't know. Unless there's an injury, it's very, very hard.
Now, is he a different player right now? Is he the same player who's just having a different season? And can he still be valuable for India in Australia?
Absolutely. As you touched on, he's had a couple of lean seasons, but I think because he's had the C next to his name, but now he's just got the freedom to go out there, finish game for RCB. You know, he's got the backing of, Maxwell, Kohli, these guys, and he can just go out there and whack the ball. As Ravi said, he's going to be suited in Australia. He's done it. He's proven before in Australia. So I wouldn't be looking at Dinesh Karthik in the internationals leading up. I'd just be looking at him for the World Cup. You don't need to blood him. You already know what he can do. As we've just touched on, it's going to be tough in the 11, but definitely in that 15-man squad. He's got experience. He's a good guy to have around the group, his work ethic. And this is what the youngsters need to see as well. But also not only the work ethic, it's the highs and lows, what he's been through, what he can give to the youngsters as well. So for Team India, from an Australian point of view, I would hate if they actually picked Dinesh Karthik, because I think he's such a strength and a weapon for them, especially in Australia.
How do you make a decision, for example, between, say, Ishan Kishan and Dinesh Karthik? I wanted to ask Ravi, since he's been coach. Do you look at, the past history of Ishan Kishan having done well in T20s for India? Or do you just say, no, current form, DK is playing better right now, and that IPL form trumps anything Ishan Kishan might have done, say, previously for in T20Is?
No, I'll go with current form, and I'll go with the conditions where we're going to be playing. The kind of shots that can be played, experience coming into play. There's no doubt about that. And fitness of the player. He's as fit as, anyone around.
Okay. Can Pant and DK play in the same 11 at all? With DK not being a backup keeper? Anyone for a yes for that? Then I'll come to my next question. Or is he only a backup? On batting, does he outrank either Shreyas Iyer or Surya Kumar Yadav? No takers? Okay, great. So
Not yet.
Probably been decided. And what if Hardik Pandya is not fit? Does that change things up? Are you going to look for either Venki Iyer or Shivam Dubey or that like-for-like all-round option? Or are you going to say, no, then we need Hardik Pandya, the batter, more. Therefore, we look at the finisher, the best batting finisher we have. And then DK comes in ahead of anybody else?
See, Hardik is necessary. Hardik kind of player is necessary because India have maybe 3 seamers that we know are likely to play. And then they'll go with somebody like a Chahal, who's in the form of his life, and have a Jadeja kind of a backup spinner, but they need a backup seamer. We saw in the last T20 World Cup as well, India desperately needs somebody to take the burden of a guy who's not having a great night. So Hardik Pandya and Dinesh Karthik, not like-for-like replacement. So only replacement that I see will be in place of a keeper or a pure batter.
Ravi, if Rishabh Pant doesn't have the sort of season, he has had underwhelming IPL seasons too. DK seems to be finishing games off. Pant seems to be falling short, at least in the early parts of this season. Would he, without doubt, still be your number one, Rishabh Pant, over DK?
Oh, no question about that. You're going to Australia, man. You know what he's done in Australia. He's another player who loves those conditions, has the game, that suits those conditions. Hardik Pandya, another player who suits those conditions. He's done extremely well in Australia. But I agree with Sanjay. You need that 6th bowling option. You cannot, on those big grounds in Australia, just go with 5. And then if someone pulls up during the game, you had it.
Let's go around the room one last time. DK is part of an Indian squad for the next T20 series India plays. Yes or no? Or we wait till the end of the season. I'll give you that option. Right. Sanjay, first up.
Wait till the end of the season. Currently, as of today, very tough for him to get into the playing 11 in the squad possible.
Chris Lynn.
Absolutely, yes. We've seen, a finishing role. It's a different role. We've seen in the past, Big Bash League teams, IPL teams, the lead and run scorers are generally openers, and they try and all cram them into the international side. This is a specific role, and he's nailing that at the moment.
Okay, Ravi.
Yes, in the squad.
GS.
Yes, in the squad and not in the 11.
Dustin.
Yes, in the squad, and it'll be a great story. I think everyone's rooting for DK, because to be out of a side for 3 years and to still keep at it is truly remarkable.
You know what television commentary does? When you go into the box, you become wiser.
I was just going to bring that up.
Back in the side,
I hope that's going to work.
Ravi, that's exactly what I said when I first turned up on timeout. Lots of benefits doing commentary.
Thank you very much, Ravi Shastri, Sanjay Manjrekar, Chris Lynn, Dustin, and GS.
Thank you.
Thank you.